Hey everybody, this is Nate, and welcome to the Preuss Sports Podcast, the November edition. I'm your host Nate, and today's topic is the MLB playoffs. Sure, it took place in October, but it ended in November. So, the World Series champs are the Houston Astros, and to be honest, as a Padre fan, I don't really know how to feel about it because I feel good for Dusty Baker. Dusty Baker, 54 years in the majors. He spent a lot of time as he spent a lot of time as like a player, and now as a manager at 73 years old. 73. He becomes the oldest ever manager to win a World Series at 73 years old. And then you also got to look at Jeremy Pena. Pena was the replacement for Carlos Correa. Carlos Correa a lot of people were doubting Jeremy when Carlos left because Carlos was the best shortstop in the AL. He was one of the best, and he went to the Minnesota Twins, and now he's opted out. He's now a free agent. And Jeremy, I think an AL and I think like an AL Rookie of the Year, ALCS MVP, World Series MVP can speak for itself on whether or not he was a good replacement, and I think he definitely did. He was a really good replacement for Carlos Correa, and then also Yordan Alvarez. That 3-run homer to win that go-ahead 3-run homer, absolute bomb. 450, dead center against Jose Alvarado. And Jesus, like I'm actually looking back at it. I'm actually watching the video, and it's an absolute bomb. And also, on other news, Mattress Mac, the famous Houston Astros superfan, who is well known for his charity with Hurricane Harvey after it devastated Houston, he made a bet of $75 million on whether or not the Astros won the World Series. Y'all gotta bring his money, man. Y'all gotta bring his money. And he just won out the biggest bet in sports history. So yeah, it's been a crazy playoffs. It's been crazy the entire playoffs because there was a lot of underdogs. There was a lot of underdogs with you'll see in a moment, but there was a lot of underdogs. There was a lot of teams that a lot of people thought would be winning the World Series, but they didn't. And that's always one of the things I like about baseball, is that baseball, nothing is guaranteed. Sure, you might have the best record in the entire league, and you don't win it. And that's how it is. It's just that the only thing is your record in the regular season doesn't determine whether or not you win the World Series. It's how you play in the playoffs. Because it's not about who was the best team in the regular season. It's about who's the hottest team in the postseason. And the hottest team always wins the World Series. So let's look back at a recap. So we start here at the wild card. So the matchups were Rays Guardians, Phillies Cardinals, Mariners Blue Jays, Padres Mets. So first game of the postseason, a 2-1 Cleveland win in Cleveland. The second game of the postseason, a 6-3 win for Philly in St. Louis. Mariners they shut out the Blue Jays in Toronto 4-0, and then the Padres absolutely obliterated the Mets at Max Scherzer. They hit 3 home runs off of Max Scherzer. No, I think it was 4 home runs off Max Scherzer to take a 7-1 win. Then there came game 2 of the wild card, which led to a 1-0 win, a walk-off home run to send Cleveland to the ALDS. The Blue Jays choking an 8-1 lead to lose, to get swept by the Mariners 10-9. Like, they lost by a touchdown. Then putting Adrian Morocon cost the Padres game 2 as they lost 7-3 in New York. The Phillies won 2-0 to sweep the Cardinals and to advance to the NLDS. And then the final game 3 in New York, Joe Musgrove puts an absolute masterclass as the Padres shut out the Mets and win 6-0. Then there's the divisional series. A lot was on the line. A lot of questions were coming in about whether or not who was going to win. The divisional series is between the Phillies and Braves, Astros and Mariners, Cleveland Yankees, and Padres and Dodgers. A lot of people were saying that the Phillies and the Padres are going to be easy for the Dodgers and Braves. But they showed up a lot of fight. Mariners, they got swept by the Astros. They got swept. And then the Yankees and the Guardians. It was an entertaining series, all of them. But game recaps: 7-6 in Atlanta for Philly. Astros walk-off 3-run home run from Yordan Alvarez to take game 1 of the day of the ALDS. Yankees win 4-1 in New York to take game 1. Dodgers took on the Padres, and they won 5-3 at home in LA. Braves shut out the Phillies 3-0 in Atlanta. The Padres came back and won a crucial game 2 in LA 5-3 against the Dodgers. The Mariners and Astros. Astros kept on winning 4-2 against the Mariners. Guardians, they tied the series 4-2 against the Yankees. Game 3, Phillies obliterated the Braves 9-1 in Philly. And then taking the series back to San Diego, the Padres won a hard-fought game to win Game 3 and lead the series against LA. The Phillies, they won the divisional series 8-3 against the Braves. Then the Astros swept the Mariners. Guardians, they led the series with a 6-5 win in Cleveland. And the Padres came back from 3-1 in the 7th with a 4-run rally to take the series and eliminate our rivals from the postseason. The 111-win Dodgers, the team that was supposed to win it all, were eliminated by the team that they've dominated all season long. They were talking so much trash about, we're going to sweep the Padres. And then just like, look where they are. Look where they were. They only 111 wins in the regular season. Signing Freddie Freeman, signing Craig Kimbrell, signing all these great players, a superstar team, only to lose in the divisional series. That's embarrassing. That is embarrassing. For the Yankees and Guardians, Yankees tied the series 4-2, and then then there was actually a rain delay the day after that was supposed to be for Game 5, but it took place the day after, and the Yankees won 5-1 to take the series. And then that takes us to the NLCS and the ALCS. No one ever thought that the Phillies and the Padres would be making it. The last time the Padres were in the NLCS, that was 1998. The last time they actually made a playoff appearance before the pandemic. Besides the pandemic, when the pandemic season, the season in the pandemic where they got to the postseason. The last time that happened was 2006. That's how long it has been. And their NLCS drought is older than the school itself. The Phillies, on the other hand, they haven't been to the playoffs since 2009. So a lot was on the line. Two supposed teams of destiny were gonna duke it out. And game one, Phillies shut out the Padres 2-0 to take a 1-0 lead. Game two in San Diego, Padres won 8-5. And the Yankees lose game 1 and 2 in Houston, 4-2, 3-2. Philly takes the lead in Philly with a 4-2 win against the Padres. Astros look for the sweep as they shut out the Yankees in New York 5-0. The Padres, they lose a very winnable game in Philly after Mike Clemenger and Sean Manaea blow up. They blew it. And then a heartbreaking homer from Bryce Harper seals the deal as the Phillies eliminate the Padres and go to the NLCS, to the World Series. Astros and Yankees 6-5. Houston sweeps and the Yankees go home. After all those chants of "we want Houston," they got Houston, and Houston swept them. And now to the World Series. The first game, 6-5 Phillies. Game 2, 5-2 Astros. Game 3, 7-0 Phillies. And then Game 4, the Astros no-hit the Phillies. This is the second time in the history of baseball that a team has thrown a no-hitter in the World Series. The last time that happened was in, I think, 56, when Yankees pitcher Don Larson threw a perfect game in Game 5 of the World Series for the Yankees. He threw a perfect game against the Brooklyn Dodgers in Yankee Stadium. And now the Houston Astros combined for a no-hitter to no-hit the Phillies to tie the series. Then a hard-fought 3-2 win in Game 5 makes the Astros lead the series 3-2, and they're gonna be coming back, and they were coming back to Houston. And then the first game back in Houston, a miraculous 3-run homer, a absolute bomb from Yordan Alvarez, wins the World Series for the Houston Astros. And it's been a crazy playoffs. Playoffs have been completely crazy because you never know what's gonna happen. That's how the playoffs are. Who would have thought that the lowest seed Phillies, the lowest seed Phillies in the NL would make it to the World Series? But that's just how baseball is. And we'll see. We'll see next year. We'll see in March and April. This is Nate. This has been the Preuss Sports Podcast. Bye, y'all.